Hey, Naxier, aka Duncan, right? I'm doing pretty good. Except I've got this same problem that I had last time, and I can't remember how to figure out. Like, so when I click into OBS, the game unfreezes. But when I click back into the emulator, it doesn't function. And I ran into this problem before, but I can't figure out how I solved it. Let's see. How are you doing? Hey, Chris. Yeah, this is real maddening. Chris, do you remember what I did? You were here last time, I think, that this happened. When I Alt-Tab out of the emulator, the game runs fine in OBS, but then when I click back into it so I can actually have control, it freezes up. Like that. So now, I mean, I'm playing fine, but you can't see it. And then when I Alt-Tab out of the emulator, then it's back. The pleasures of Amiga emulation just keep on coming. I know I've used this before. What did I do? Was it... Why don't we try this? Let's... remove. Okay, let's get rid of this and let's try maybe a game capture. Oh, and then I've got to make it visible. Oops. Rainbow Six Siege. Is that a pretty popular esports title, Duncan? I remember one of the first things. Oh, okay. So there we go. So now we know if you use a game mode, game capture window, that's the key. Okay, so now I've got to figure out how to actually play this. I believe that, oh, and this is Typhoon Thompson. This is the Amigos game for next week. The idea is that you are in this hovercraft and your job is to locate kind of captives around, so you can see here. And I believe you've got a gun or something. it's all mouse controlled. Okay. All right. Bring us the dagger, eh? Okay. This is not like the demo that I watched before starting this up. In the demo, there were like these buoys, and you blew them up, and like people sprung out of them Defender style. Okay, maybe that's what this is coming up here. Yeah, I mean, this game, the way that it kind of forces perspective is neat. Okay, yeah, like that guy right there. And I've got to save him. I hope I saved him. And then that's the thing that's going to try and kill me. Guy in the water. Okay, got him. Huh. Now, was Commander Keen, was that a, you'll have to forgive my ignorance, was that a first-person shooter, or was that a, I know it's a very famous PC game, but, or was it a side-scrolling sort of deal? Now, Tearaway Thomas, I remember playing that. I think I did an Amigos Plays on that. That was actually a really, really fun game. Hey, Paul. Yeah, this is another Patreon request for next week. Okay. I guess I can't blow that thing up, so. It does control very well with the mouse, you know. I feel like I know what I'm doing. Oh, there's one more. Okay, now maybe I can blow this thing up. Come on. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe I've got to, okay, maybe this means that this is clear, and now it's time to go back to the sorcerer people. Hey, Will, how are you? No rock climbing daughter duties today? Right, so I've returned here to the place of the sorcerers, but apparently that was not the right thing to do. There's this sparkly stuff is, they want me to do something. I only have one button, so just the mouse button. Oh, what's your paper on, Will? I just get right up on it. Oh. Maybe I need to ram it. Woo! Nope. Oh, that's cool. Make sure you post a link from your site to Everything Amiga whenever you finish that, if that sort of thing is permitted in your academic community. Okay. Does anybody have any idea about what I'm supposed to do here? Because I really don't know. I said, I only have one button. Time is ticking up, so I can't control my altitude. I thought maybe I could kind of fly under it. I keep trying to use the mouse scroll wheel, much to my amusement, as if that's going to work on an Amiga game. Hover over the lights. I'll try that. Oh! See, that's why you guys are here. Good. Thank you, Chris. Okay. Why, thank you. I will take that dagger. As far as I can tell, like I'm using WASD, arrow keys. There's no way for me to rotate. Looks like I'm limited to just, like you said, just strafing. Okay, back here to the... So before I thought these guys were my enemies, but I guess I do their bidding. And then they burn me alive. But I guess I like that sort of thing. Use your scatter bombs. Okay. Just trying to figure out what might be the scatter bomb key or on the keyboard. Oh. Okay. Pro tip. Don't press F1. Sorry about that. We've gotta do that first thing again real quick. Still though, we get to watch this intro. This is a neat intro. Hey, the animation is very good. I should be able to blow through this at a pretty good clip now that I know what's going on. So the right mouse button is a speed up, but if you push forward on the mouse, you also move forward. So hitting the island releases a enemy thing. I guess it's an enemy. And you kind of got to blast it and then rescue the guys. Woo! It's really an odd concept. I don't know if I've ever played anything like this or not. So what are you up to this morning, Chris? I guess it's evening. Never mind. What time is it? No, it must be, it's actually probably really early in the morning for you, isn't it? / late at night? I don't know. I don't know what time it is in Australia. 7:51, okay. Come on. There we go. Shopping for anything in particular? Oh, that's a good question, Paul. Let me take care of this guy real quick and I'll test that out. Come on. Alright. Thrusting and leaning. Oh, it does. Good work, Paul. Once again, the chat getting the job done. Oh, that's neat. Are you, what are you dressing up as? Oh, okay. New dimension. You can actually thrust yourself under the water. No. Not sure how I thrust myself back. Okay, so if you pull back on the stick, oh, so you can control your height in just sort of a kind of really intuitive way when you think about just, this is entirely mouse controlled. I wonder what kind of fun stuff you get up to once you have to go under the water. That's pretty neat. Yeah, me too. This is a cool game. This was a Blendo 75, one of our fine Amigos game selection committee members, whose previous game, Top Banana, was infamous. He said that he wanted to give us an actual good game this time. So, and then oh, that sounds interesting, Chris. I'm not very familiar with the Dragon Ball Z universe, but I've heard a lot of talk about Dragon Ball Z Kai. And that is, I guess it's not new, but, oh, did I lose that guy? Oh, they can swim. Oh, that's nice. Come on. Okay, and then they just jump back in there. One of my favorite video game podcasts, the Giant Bombcast. Boy, these guys really pursue you. I'm sure there's a better way to handle this, but anyway, they were talking about starting Dragon Ball Z Kai, and I guess it's got a bunch of the fluff taken away, but something tells me that the fluff is kind of what shows, you know, their personality. For example, I started watching Full Metal Alchemist solely because the first episode I ever saw was a fluff episode, but I just liked the characters so much that that I was like, well, I want to keep watching this. If it was just a normal sort of like find the bad guy and have a battle thing, I don't think I would have stuck with it. I don't know the key to use my scatter bombs. I've tried pressing all the keys that I know, and I don't know what it would be. Perhaps scatter bombs, hold left, press right. So I've got lots of different things here. Okay, hold right, press left, freeze bomb. Okay, I don't have any of that stuff yet. So hold left, press right. Okay. So that, I'm not sure if that, I didn't see much of a bomb go off, but try again here. All right, I think that's it. Maybe I've got one more. See you, Will. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Have a happy writing. May the words come easy. Come on. One, two, one more. This guy's trying to get away. Oh, I should have been able to pick him up there. Oh, I see. Once he starts swimming, it's pretty much over. Oh, physics are, I mean, the game runs incredibly smoothly. Right, right. I figured that out. F2 gives you all of the combinations, but I was not too impressed with when you fire the scatter bomb. Okay, here's your normal thing, and then the scatter bomb, I guess it's more of a short range thing. And I don't believe I have the other, the freeze bomb yet, but maybe next level I'll get that. No problem. I appreciate it. Not a lot of games give you the keys in game, you know, especially not Amiga games. So I was expecting to have to look that up in the docs somewhere. Go back under the water. Woo! This kind of reminds, I don't know, yeah, I just had a weird flashback to something like Wave Race 64. You know, that jet ski game for the N64. I really like that a lot. I know that game doesn't get a lot of love, but at the time I thought it was really impressive. No, I did not get that, like I said, I haven't looked at the manual for this yet. I just sort of loaded it up blind. Did they give me a new weapon? I was looking at the chat. I don't think I have the freeze bomb yet. Oh, missed that guy. I dig the day-night cycle too. That's super cool. Ugh, man. We're getting too far afield here, guys. Let's come chase me over near your islands. Come on. Yeah, I can't grab these guys once they start swimming. Alright. I do feel like I'm getting more accurate. Oh. So that's how you die. Okay. So this is pretty cool. I will play more of that. Yeah, I guess they are at some point when they're it's maybe like a tadpole, reverse tadpole situation where they look more like frogs, and I don't know. I got nothing. But anyway, that's pretty neat. So that is Typhoon Thompson. I'll play a little bit more of that to get ready for the show, but I just wanted to try it out on the stream. Let's go ahead and get out of there. And I thought we'd play a little bit of Cruise for a Corpse. All the hucksters in the house. Get ready for awesome times. Yeah, this is, we're going to play this in 2 weeks. This is a request from Patreon member Brutal Barracuda. Delphi software. Whatever. I don't deal with that. Oh, well. I hope I wasn't supposed to see something important there. Okay, so just trying to get familiar with the interface here. Okay, I'll search. Get up! Get on up! Alright. So there's a bunch of nothing so far in here. What about the drawers? Nope. What about this thing? Can't take it. Alright. You know, one of the great things about the LucasArts games is they always have, not always, but a lot of times they'll have some kind of background music playing. I realize that you don't want that in every game, but it's just so, it seems like on the Amiga there are so many lost opportunities. Or like something like this, like why would you not have some engine noise? I just want to make sure. Yeah, there's no sound going on there. And I guess a lot of it maybe is because Monkey Island came on like 12 discs and they wanted to avoid that. You know, I just finished reading this novel by Graham Greene called The Power and the Glory, and it's set in Mexico in the late 20s. And they're talking about the dynamo motors that power the lights. I was having trouble picturing what that was in my mind, and so I'll just picture this. All right. Up the stairs. All right, so there's music. I'm going to reset this because I want to watch the the intro video. I have a feeling we missed something important. Maybe not the Delphine Games logo. Oh, Chris, sorry I missed your question about firing underwater. I did not try that. This is very pretty. Okay, pretty cool. I like that. It's a good chance this Delphine, they're a French outfit, right? Delphine, Delphine, I don't know. That's right. All right, well, now that we know there's nothing in any of these, actually, let's check that sign again. Can I look at, yeah, there we go. Okay. All right. Oh, wait a minute. And I pull? All right. Do each one of these? Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, but what about that floorboard? Oh. Check that out. Do you guys have a favorite point-and-click adventure series? Okay, so we need pinchers, we need pliers, we need lots of tools. Okay, yep, I just want to leave this area. You know, I've heard a lot about goblins, Duncan. Yeah, that's definitely a classic, Paul. And of course, my favorite are the Monkey Island games. I love those. So I'm with Chris on that. I'm gonna catch this cat. Oh, that's the only option. Okay. How would I do that exactly? Maybe climb this ladder? Come on. No, I don't. I want to. Is that even a ladder at all? Or is that just the shelf? I guess that's just a shelf. All right, so the cat's important. We know that. Oh, I just came from there. Shoot. Hey. Okay. Can I get in there? Oh. Okay, so gotta remember there's need a hammer or something like that. Yeah, you're right. That's what the Monkey Island series got right. They don't let you interact with things that you don't need, and so I understand that adds, you know, challenge to the game, but it also makes you frustrated. And like this, like, why do they make you stand right here to interact with these objects? Okay, so that's just a total waste of time. Oh my gosh. And there's another game. I think it was Murder on the Orient Express, or some kind of a train game where it was also very time based. But it's like, surely at this point of the game, they should have given you at least one thing to pick up. Like, that's like point and click adventure game 101. It's like, get something out of the first couple rooms just so you can explore how inventory works and stuff like that. it's just more. Yeah. Darkseed is that's like a horror thing, right? Like a horror point and click adventure game, or kind of like the Elvira. I don't know why I equate like the Elvira adventure game and Darkseed together. So like a first person deal. Well, I went through every single one of those trees. It's an old Amigos in joke, Duncan. Or I don't even know if you meant to do that or not, but Aaron and I, we always called it Geiger, but I guess if in French it's Giger, or, whatever. Yeah. Whatever language that is, I don't know. Well, it really looks, I mean, the way that this sort of pitches and rolls, I mean, of course, it's not a hugely complex effect, but what a neat thing to have, when you could just as easily have something really static. Again, I've not been able to pick up anything so far in this game, which is very frustrating. Frightening? That's interesting, Paul. I didn't realize that his alien was called Necronom. I'll have to quiz Aaron on that and see if he knows that. Is he really? I guess so. The way that it scales, right? Let's watch it again. How neat. All right. Well, this is going to be another one that I have to read up on some documentation and really do a more. I don't understand how you can make a game and like this where you can't pick up anything. And maybe that's not the kind of game that this is. Maybe there's not even. Oh yeah, there is an inventory screen. I've got nothing in my inventory. I've tried to pick up a million things. Let's look at the map. So there's 3 levels, 4 levels. Now, can I fast travel? Because if I can, that's super cool. Okay, so that is super cool. I like being able to quickly get where you need to go. I think this is where I started, right? Right. Oh yeah. Time read. Okay. Yeah, this is a pretty involved deal here. Okay, so I've been there. Let's try going to the opposite end. And that's this. All right, well, I think we'll go ahead and stop this game. But before I go, I can't have a stream, a Saturday stream, without playing a little Nintendo Entertainment System. I've had a hankering. The next ARG Presents that's going to drop on Wednesday. If you didn't see it live already, we did Skater Die on the Commodore 64. And it really made me want to play Skater Die on the NES, because that's what I grew up playing. So I thought I'd fire that up. Maybe. Oh, okay. Nice. I'll put in multiple versions of this. There we go. You can look at Skater Die 2 also, because that's we talked about that on the show. Oh man, you're in for a treat. Let's see, where is that there? Maybe this is one. OBS is so funny. Well, it's not just OBS, but it's the don't worry. There we go. Quickly pull these sides in. Oops. Sorry, everything is. Should really lock these things down. Configure my joystick momentarily. Let's see here. Input. Almost done. Sorry. It's kind of a drag, I know. All right. And just want to get here for a second. Now that seems smaller than it should be. Let's see. Once I get into an event, let's see if the yeah. Okay. See, if I was a pro, I'd have all these windows set up beforehand, but I just never know what I'm going to do. So this game, I'm serious when I say this, some of my favorite music of any video game comes from this game. I love the Skater Die soundtrack. And I think it sounds a ton better on the NES than the N64, although N64 people might disagree. Alright, so we'll go ahead and run the downhill. So the cool thing about this is that there are so many different paths that you can take, and speed is not necessarily the best way to win. If you go this kind of side route, and you take all these extra jumps and things, oops, you can really add a lot to your score. No problem, Henrik. Is it all the sound in general, or just the game sound? Overall? Okay. So I can adjust that a little bit. It's got to make sure I'm not clipping. So that should have made a big difference, right? And then I can turn up the game volume a little bit. How is this? Is this a pretty good balance of sound and game sound and my voice? Okay. I'm limited because the audio interface that I have, it'll start to peak on this side, on the hardware side. So I think I could probably turn it up just a little bit more. Let's see how far I can go here before it starts to peak. Is that better? I guess that's probably perfect, right? Because that's right at about -6 dB. Maybe crank that up just a little bit more. I've always got it. Oh yeah, see, I'm peaking now on that side. Okay, so here we go. Let me know if the game audio is too loud. That's always my main fear. Okay, we'll return to the game. So let's take a look at this. All right, so differences between the NES Skater die and the Commodore 64. The first one, Rodney's hair is blue in this one instead of purple, which is weird. The whole color scheme is slightly different. There's no way to change the color of your board like you can in the Commodore 64 version, which is a drag. Got the tattoo still there, high scores, bugle stick. So we'll go ahead and sign in. That's true. Rodney's not much of a looker, aside from the fact that he looks a lot like Rodney Dangerfield. I don't know if Rodney Dangerfield has a big overseas following, but that's definitely who they were. He's a comedian that was popular in the States like 30 years ago. So, but now we're signed in. We have no high scores. Unfortunately, this game does not have a high score save function, but I'll probably save my state before I go. All right, freestyle. So a big difference between the C64 version and the NES version is, oops, it seems like I've forgotten how to do some of these tricks, is that you can accelerate anywhere on the ramp as you go up and down. In the C64 version, you have to, you're only allowed to, you can only accelerate, your button presses only register when you're in the dark areas of the ramp. And so you can't get, I had a hard time getting all the speed necessary to really pull off one of those huge jumps. The hand plant that you can do, I'm going to do this again. Boy, this is not exactly perfect here. Okay, looks like that other window did come up. I see what's happened here. So stretch out this end just a little bit more. But this music, this is like classic. I love this song, and it just tore me up that it wasn't in the C64 version. And it just makes the game, which is really an audio oral, I guess is the word I'm looking for, an oral feast for the ears. It really, you miss out not having that skate shot music. In general, the music on the NES version is faster. It kind of plods along in the C64 version, but the SID chip, I think it's sort of like if you like Genesis music versus Super Nintendo music. You know, the Genesis sort of has a rougher edge to it. It's kind of fuzzy. If you like a very clean, like chiptune sound, the NES will deliver that in spades over the C64. But some people just like one or the other. It's a personal taste thing. Watch this. I'm going to jump on top of this police car if I can. Yeah. But you're right, Duncan. Both games do. They both move really well. this game really shows off what talented programmers can do with the C64. Now this is the game. I'm going to see if I'm any better at it than I was before. But this is one you have to tap, or maybe you don't. Maybe it is a back and forth on the joystick. Okay, so maybe I've just been playing this wrong all these years. So I'm gonna have to put out an official addendum that on the NES game it is a rocking back and forth on the controller that gives you your height. And so I was always thinking that it was a button press, and it seems like it did work, like on the NES. But when I used a turbo controller, but it really is, it's a back and forth motion. Yeah, Necronom, and I don't blame you, you know. Oh, you can do some extra tricks here. So you get 5 passes, and determining your score, you know, if the guy raises the board above his head like that, that's, you know, you did really well. And if he just kind of shakes his head, you know, it's not so good. So this totally changes the game for me, because I can now compete in all the events. I don't have to skate to each one like I normally would. Although I guess, oh yeah, up here in Compete All, I could just do the whole circuit if I wanted to, which is really cool. So you learn something new every day. I'm always a regular foot kind of guy. This time we'll take the other track here, which has its own ways about it. You go up and under. Skate along here. Oh, no good. And then you can actually jump that pool if you get going well enough, which I don't have nearly enough speed. But if you hit that run, you can jump to the island and then jump to the other side. I've actually done that before, but it's very difficult. And then you can get a really great time. That's probably one of the worst times I've ever had. I'm going to do that again to redeem myself. Yeah, only one music track per event. So you sort of associate one track with one song. I love it. Ah. All right, that's a little better. Okay, so now it's time to see how things go in the joust. So in the joust, you got Poser Pete, Aggro Eddie, and Lester. Bionic Lester is his official name, I guess. So we'll see if we can start out with Poser Pete here and see if I can get rid of him. Keep in mind he's the easiest guy, so if I can't knock him off, something's wrong. So like those tricks that I was doing, they definitely don't work against Lester. Lester sees right through you. Oh, come on. There we go. Oh! Alright, Poser Pete might be taking me down. Okay. So, I was not wrong, but rocking the control pad back and forth is definitely a better option than pressing any combination of buttons. So obviously, I suck at the Joust event. I'm going to try that again, see if I can put up a better. One thing that is definitely better about the NES version is the load times. The load times on the C64, I guess I didn't have warp mode turned off on Vice, or on Vice, which is crazy to me that they don't turn it on automatically, but I guess there's reasons. But in between each event, there was at least like a 30-second load, and that's no good. I skated right into him. Oh, Poser Pete is getting the better of me. Oh. Yeah, yeah. Alright, so I'm obviously, this is not my event, but if you're playing with 2 players, that's a great time, the old joust. Alright, I'm gonna go back and do some more freestyle. And you get a bonus at the end. I gotta figure out how to do the hand plant. I've forgotten how to do that. Maybe it's the B button. Nope. Is it down? Nope, not that. That's no good. I'm pretty sure that it is. Yeah, I'm having a hard time doing the handstand. There we go. And you get a bonus for the variety of tricks that you perform. So that bonus is not too bad. You can see he's raising the board above his head. Let's do that one more time. Does the turbo loader cart work for loading within a game too, Necronom? Like once the game is loaded and then you got like the interstitial loads? So yeah, like that's a pretty good round. If I can get over 10,000, I'm happy. Let's do the downhill jam one more time. Okay, it's good to know. Oh boy, it's no good. And I guess there's a way you can actually get up on that wall. You can jump on that wall. I don't know if you saw it, but there's all these glass bottles. That's right, it's no good. Come on. Didn't hit the police car that time. Alright, so now let's check out Skate or Die 2. See how that looks. Now that's cool. I like that. So if we start, we'll go to the adventure. Select is the ramp. So let's look at the ramp first. This is that dual. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay, this is no good. All of the great controllingness of the first game is gone. This thing controls like a brick. You can't rotate in the air, which is obviously not a good thing. I mean, unless I'm missing something major, we'll try this again. This does not seem good. I guess you've got speed here, so let's see if we can. I guess speed 5 is as fast as we go. But yeah, like you can't rotate in the air. I mean, that's, you can do that, I guess. That's A and B together. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Duncan. So that was kind of neat, you know. I have no idea how I did that. But yeah, this is no good. I guess if you're doing really well, people will pop out of their windows to cheer you on. And like, I'm doing stuff now, but really, I don't know how I'm doing it. I guess just pushing B at the top just makes you do a trick. Maybe it's B. Yeah, there's your lady. Okay, so I think I'm getting the hang of this a little bit. Still don't think it's great, but we'll try it again. Got on the high scoreboard. Get our speed up a little bit. I was trying. I was trying to be in a direction. That's not doing anything. Okay. Let's try. Yeah. I'm sure there's a method to this. It's just not nearly as intuitive as Skater Die 1. Oh. Oh wow. That's a bad day at the office right there. Okay, so we tried that. Is there a way? Okay, so it doesn't appear to be a way to get out of this. You actually have to reset the console, maybe? No way, dude. So I guess we'll reset. Okay, and we will play the adventure. Rodney is, looks like he's lost a couple years since the first adventure. Okay. Doesn't look at all like Ariel from The Little Mermaid. Nice pick. It's my favorite bad guy name.
Yo, dude.
Okay. So it's obvious that
Skate straight.
lots more time was put into the. It's almost like a River City Ransom sort of thing. I can tell you right away. This is. This is a weird thing. Okay, so you've got a gun. Taco. I think you can go in these buildings. Music's not bad. Of course, I love, chiptune stuff. Grab a CD. Now, if I hit, okay, that doesn't. Okay, select. Okay, so you can actually, I guess, program your moves, which is neat. How do I do that, though? Okay, so that's kind of cool. I mean, in a way, this is a neat interface. It's just the control of your guy is not great. They would have had such a hit on their hands if they would have just remade Skate or Die with better graphics and added a couple extra events for the Super Nintendo or something instead of. This is so frustrating. I remember renting this and being so disappointed. I don't want to play this anymore. This is bad. This is a bad game. So we will leave it. Well, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and end the stream here. Thanks for hanging out. Necronom, Paul, Duncan, anybody else that is still around. The Huckster, if you're still around. Chris, thank you. See you guys later. Until next time, adios.